But yeah, here's kind of another acceleration, and I like the sound too. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're reviewing a 2022 Ford Bronco Sport Badlands. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Kengar Ford here in American Fork, Utah for giving me some time with this Bronco. This one is available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their inventory in the description down below. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 21 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 250 horsepower and then 277 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go to the front end of the Bronco Sport Badlands. First off, we have 8.8 inches of ground clearance. Now, you can see here how the hood is raised on either side. It's kind of like a Ford thing. They do it on their F-150s as well, and it looks really good. Notice with the Bronco logo there, all in white, and then there's a camera there in between the O and the N. And then we've got these daytime running lights that are wrapped around the headlights, pretty dang bright. Fog light action down below. We've got tow hooks here on the front end, and you guys can see how the front end's been sculpted to kind of help out with approach angle here for the Sport. And there's the front. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 235, 65, 17 in the front and in the rear as well. And you guys can see with these 17-inch wheels, you've got the metallic gray, which is kind of like an off-roader type thing. And these tires are actually relatively aggressive from a tread pattern perspective here. Let's kind of zoom in so you guys can see. Look at the glory of that tread pattern. Anyways, we do have independent front and rear suspension here with the Bronco Sport. And then notice here with the fender flare and how that continues all along the side. We've got our Badlands logo here on the side. And then notice the coloration on the mirrors actually matches the body cladding there on the side. And then here's your full side view, and I love the two-tone design with the roof. It looks absolutely fantastic here at the Badlands. Obviously you've got the rails there at the top. Now we do need to talk about the rear end. We do have a twin clutch system here with the Badlands that kind of mimics a rear locker, and so it actually helps out with getting traction in off-road situations or in snowy situations as well. And there's the side. So here's our key fob for the Bronco Sport. We've got our unlock function or lock function, remote start, and then this is just to unlock the hatch because, well, just like other Broncos, you press this button and, well, it opens up and, well, it's hydraulic. Now, notice we have this whole situation right here. We do have a load limit of 30 pounds, if you guys are wondering, but at least it has like a cool heavy-duty look, and you don't have to worry about things getting or scraping anything, right, if you put it on top. And then we also do have our outlet situation here in the back, and then notice we got more storage space underneath, and again it's got that same texture on it. We do have a handle here, so you can see with the spare tire right there. It is different from the tires that are on the Bronco Sport, if you guys are wondering, but overall solid storage space. And you probably noticed when I pressed the little door button, there's also a glass button because you can't open the window, which, I don't know, I think it kind of adds a cool factor here to the Bronco Sport. Anyways, other than that, let's finish things up with the rest of the rear. Again, that two-tone design continues, and here's a quick look at the taillights. Notice again with the white lettering, which kind of blends in with this particular Bronco Sport. We've got parking sensors here at the bottom. We've got the receiver hitch as well, and that's all. So here is the rear door panel. I love the kind of texturing there at the top, and then you guys can see here with the padding and the contrasted stitching. Definitely feels nice. And then these seats are really cool. So you've got like this suede at the top, and then it's like leather down below, and look at the padding on them. Just absolutely fantastic. And then popping in here, here's the legroom. Pretty spacious back here. I love how you have like little zipper right there, and look at that. Got the little holders here on the back of the seats. And then we do have some vents here for the rear passengers. There are little charging ports down below. And then we, of course, have our cup holder armrest set up. And here's a better look at the rear door panel so you guys can see the coloration. Let's head to the front. So here's the front door panel. It's identical to the rear. So again, you've got that same cool two-tone design. Well, when I say two-tone, you've got the leather and then the stitching. Anyways, all of our window controls right here. You got the mirror adjustments. The mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And then front seat has that same cool design. I guess we have it in like low rider mode apparently. But you've got like suede here on the headrest and then at the top with the Bronco logo. And then you can see it's perforated all down the center portion. Power adjustments there on the side. Here's the pedal layout. Look at those floor mats. Look how like far it comes up. Actually, that's the floor. Never mind. I just sounded like an idiot there. Anyways, double pull here for the hood release. And then you guys can see here with the light control, steering wheel is manually adjustable. And let's pop in. Here's the steering wheel in the Bronco Sport, nice padding all around and then darker stitching down the center portion. We got some controls for the center stack, paddle shifters here on the back. This does come with adaptive cruise control and steering assistance as well. Turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock, all the normal works, and there you go. Here's the center gauge cluster. You got analog gauges on either side, and then we've got this screen here in the center which we can scroll through some different menus to see different bits of info here on the Bronco Sport, just like other Ford models, and we do have some GOAT modes. So we've got our normal, eco, sport, slippery, mud ruts, sand, and then we have a rock crawl mode as well from a drive mode perspective. I like all the little different animations with those, but anyways, that's the center. Now here's the center infotainment screen. First off, if we pop it into reverse, we do have a backup camera which should direct your lines that turn with the steering wheel, and we also have a zoom function as well. And then you can see the other camera view on that, which is definitely fantastic. And then if I actually put it back into park and press the camera button, yet again, notice also front camera as well, which helps out. Now, as for the infotainment screen, you got a shortcut bar here at the bottom. Response time on it is great. It's really easy to use overall, and other than that, that's all. Some analog controls down below the infotainment screen, like the auto stop start, and then that's for the camera setup. And then you've got your engine stop start, and then notice the storage space right there. Pretty practical, right? I like all the texturing and the color as well. Now we do have a dual zone climate system, heated seats here for the front, and then we have a wireless phone charger. We've got some more charging ports right there. Shifter for that 8-speed automatic. It does have a manual shift function. It's for the parking brake, the auto hold, and then here is a couple cup holders. We have our GOAT modes, so you just twist that dial right there to change the modes. You've got your 4-wheel drive lock, and then the rear locker. Like I said, this doesn't have a true rear locker. It's got the twin clutch system that pretty much mimics a rear locker. And then we have our trail control, and we also have stability control as well. And then here is the center console setup, and the glove box. And yeah, I like the dash. It's pretty cool, especially that section of it. And then it's actually the sunroof. Look at that. It's pretty fun. I love how it's like, it's small enough that it could just be one of those like hand open ones, but they still made it automated. So sorry about the glare here on the window sticker, but anyways, 2022 Badlands. Now this, from an equipment perspective, is pretty loaded. So it's a 400A if you guys are wondering, and it has quite a few options added to it, including stuff like we talked about, like the power moonroof, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, after all options, total MSRP on this one is $43,500. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both of the mirrors, which you can do with blind spot monitoring. And throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. Okay, so there is no real off-road course for me to take this on, obviously, because again, it's a dealership car and it's brand new, but I still want to show you guys kind of the cool things with the twin clutch system. So I'm going to use this curb to kind of demonstrate. So I'm up at the curb and I'm just going to press with one wheel and it kind of just pops right up. Okay. And so I'm just in the normal drive mode, didn't do anything fancy. Same thing with the rear wheel. Okay. Kind of just pops right up. Okay. Pretty simple process. And then same thing with going down. Again, this isn't the best demonstration ever, but I think this will at least kind of show the system a little bit. So we're gonna do the 4-wheel drive lock, and then we're gonna do the quote-unquote rear locker with the twin clutch system. So now we are in that, okay? And what's really cool is if for some reason I'm like, oh crap, I can't see, I've got the front camera which I can put up. So I'm gonna go back up to the curb yet again. And it's probably not popping through on a camera very well, but like going up the curb was a lot smoother. Again, still, we're just ultimately just going up a curb, but it was definitely smoother with those two items versus without those two items. Again, it's the best demonstration that I can show you guys while not being able to really take this off-road. And reversing was also a little bit easier as well. So we're going to now take it out of the 4x lock, take the twin clutch lock system out as well. And well, let me know if you guys enjoyed that off-road demonstration. Anyways, let's actually talk about how this drives. So first off, something that I really like about the Bronco Sport, frankly, is the seat comfort. These seats are very nicely bolstered. Like, they've got these bolsters that come up pretty far, but they're really soft. And so overall, it's just a very comfortable seat to sit in. Now, one thing I will say is it would be cool if the seats were cooled. Haha, see what I did there? But they are just heated. That's okay. Like I said, I just think that it would be beneficial if this also had cooled seats. Some other stuff, this interior actually frankly feels pretty special. Obviously, having the Bronco logos is pretty fun. And so, yeah, I think overall they did a great job with the interior on this. And obviously parking lot maneuverability is great because this is pretty small crossover, but there's tons of room in here, by the way. Like, you could be really tall and still be able to fit in this. That is a Honda CR-V with off-road tires. Wow. Well, I guess that's Utah County for you folks. If you want to see Honda CR-Vs with off-road tires, then come to Utah County. Now I'm actually going to pop it into the sport mode so that once this traffic clears up, which not looking too good for us, we'll actually get up and move a little bit. Okay, so getting up and moving here in the Bronco Sport. That 2-liter is punchy, that is for sure. And let me actually give you guys a slightly better camera view here with the Bronco Sport. Got the seat up a little bit too, oh, I can't lower it down anymore. You can see I have it a little bit too high for the camera view, but we'll just have to make do with what we are given. But yeah, here's kind of another acceleration, and I like the sound too. That's fast. I love the sound. I don't care if it's piped in or not, it sounds good. Ride quality is really good with the Bronco Sport too. That's another thing. And I use this little section here on the road where I kind of go off a little bit just to kind of demonstrate the ride quality of different vehicles, because it's going over a couple of bumps. Yeah, handled it really well. That is for sure. So again, I know this is like an off-road package and I should have like a dedicated off-road review, but well, I don't want to buy the Bronco. Ultimately, that's what I have to do to be able to do that. So summing things up here at the Bronco Sport Badlands, I am actually super impressed with this. It looks great. That whole twin clutch system, again, I know it probably isn't going to come through in camera, but it really does feel better from a traction perspective. It really does. And then aside from that, rides really well, acceleration's great. And so, you know, for like $40,000, this is really cool. Now I know some people are gonna be like, oh, well, I'd rather get a regular Bronco for that kind of money. And it's like, okay, well, I guess if you want to wait like 10 years, then yeah, right. And on top of that, this has a lot more features than what you're gonna get in a Bronco at the same price range, right? Again, really capable from an off-road perspective, but a lot of like luxury features inside. And so, you know, I'm not sure if I could call this the sweet spot for the Bronco Sport. I feel like the sweet spot's probably, you know, a package just down below this in the mid $30,000 range from a price point perspective. But I think this thing's really cool, and I've seen some off-road builds with this, and it's pretty cool to see what people are able to do with this platform just straight out of the box. It is insanely capable. And so yeah, if you want to go on fun camping adventures and all that, or just, you know, have the peace of mind that you're gonna have a vehicle that's gonna be able to handle snowy conditions really well, then that's what this Bronco Sport Badlands can do. That's gonna sum things up for our video on this Ford Bronco Sport Badlands. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Kengar Ford here in American Fork, Utah for giving me some time with this Bronco Sport. Check out the intro in the description down below. I'll see ya.